Have you ever seen this lecture that Lacan gave? It's been publicly available on YouTube for a long time.
La mort est du domaine de la foi.
Yeah, it's the same one where the student protester came in and dumped water all over his things.
De liaison entre toutes les activités.
Well, I've wanted it to be dubbed over in English for a long time, and AI is officially at the point where we can kind of pull that off. This took a lot of time, energy, and effort, as well as money for me, but it's not exactly where I want it to be, but it's still pretty cool. Hope you'll enjoy.
I've been so kindly introduced, so I shall embark on the difficult task of trying to convey to you tonight something or other. I would be grateful if those people sitting round the edges would indicate in whatever way they choose if they can hear me properly. I'm not very keen on this object, so I've put it under my tie. But if it presents an obstacle, please be kind enough to tell me. Can you hear? You can't hear. And like that, can you hear? No. Tell me, is it okay? Is that all right? So the tie was an obstacle. I made a few notes on a small piece of paper when I finished with the 25 to 30 people who were kind enough to respond to my host's invitation. I was so happy because it never happens to me that 25 people are selected beforehand for me to have an idea of who I'm going to talk to. I was so delighted that I stayed with them from 4 o'clock until 6:30 o'clock. And of course, it does not allow for preparation of what are called conferences. I never had the slightest intention of giving you a lecture, but I do have a teaching. I did that for for a very long time, actually. I did that for 17 years. Questions, as I have said, interest me. Interest me very much indeed. They interest me in the sense that every question is only ever formulated on the basis of an answer. This is not in doubt. People only ask questions where they already have the answer. This seems to me to severely limit the scope of the questions. Nonetheless, it was an opportunity for me to assess what the answer meant. To each individual, obviously the answers differ for each person. And indeed, it is this that presents an obstacle to what we so politely call communication. Finally, I see that I have an audience. We have communication. And we have some nice people. Communication makes us laugh. And for me, it's very encouraging to see you're ahead of me. I see we're going to make progress, a little at least. A discourse. As I understand it, it's this, a discourse is that kind of social bond which we will call an agreement, if you like, the speaking being, which is a pleonasm, isn't it? It's as though the fact that he speaks makes him a being. Since there is only being through language, thus, the speaker, you're all speaking beings, at least I assume you are. The speaking being that you all are believes himself to be. In many cases, that is, at least in this one, it is enough to believe in oneself in order to be in some way the least one can say is that everything that is built up between these animals known as humans is constructed, manufactured, and founded on language. That does not mean that other social animals, you probably know about animals like ants, bees, and certain other distinguished examples, which we have investigated. We spend a lot of time investigating other linguistic creatures. They have something. We're not quite sure what, so we call it instinct, something that holds them together. It seems difficult. we cannot fail to observe that the thing which holds human beings together as well is something related to language. I call discourse. That's something which within language fixes, crystallizes, and uses the resources of language that are, of course, in a wider sense, there are many other resources. And they use this so that the social bond between speaking beings works. Death belongs to the realm of faith. You are, of course, right to believe that you are going to die. It sustains you. If you didn't believe it,
could you bear the life you have? If we couldn't totally rely
on the certainty that it will end. How could you bear all of this?
Nevertheless, it is only an act of faith. And the worst thing about it is that you're not sure. Why can't one of us live to be 150 years old? But even so,
that's where the act of faith becomes so strong. And in the midst of all this, the reason I'm telling you, it's because I've seen it. One of my patients, a long time ago, you won't have heard of her, or I wouldn't be telling you. Anyway, she suddenly dreamed that the source of existence would spring forever from her. The Pascalian dream, an infinity of lives descending from her in an endless line. She woke up half mad. She told me that, and I assure you, she didn't find that funny. So there you are. Life, that's the solid base on which we live. Life, then, as soon as we start talking about it as such, life, of course. The life we live, there's no doubt about it. We're aware of it all the time. It is a question of thought now, of seeing life as a concept. There was a time when people believed psychoanalysts knew something
What do you think? Was it worth it? If you do, and you want me to do part 2, just go ahead and send me something by Venmo or PayPal or whatever, and I'll get it done. But I mean, I kind of just need to see that there's an interest. I mean, it's a fun, novel thing, right? But if you found it useful and you actually want to help me make more of these, well, just go ahead and shoot me over some money so I can get some credits for the AI system that I use, and then spend the hours and hours and hours and hours going over it, trying to fine tune and finesse it. If you just enjoyed it and thought it was fun, and you don't really care if there's a sequel, well then never mind. But at least give it a thumbs up on your way out. The like button makes a pretty big difference here. Also, if you are a Theory Reddit user or Facebook or Instagram user or whatever, wherever you are, whatever it is that you do with theory, think about sharing it. Cool. Thank you.
La mort